It's about 10 o'clock on Monday. I've just finished my chapter and I'm about 200 pages into Jade City. I'm really enjoying it. I can definitely see why people have like mixed opinions on it. I feel like it can be incredibly info dumpy, but I really like the characters. I think they're really interesting, and I like that there's like a sibling thing, it seems to, as like the main focus rather than a romantic thing. I'm enjoying that kind of family dynamic, especially because they are a crime family. I'm really enjoying that. I'm gonna head to bed now because I am exhausted. I've just booked myself because I'm here by myself, right? I've just booked myself a cinema ticket for tomorrow by myself to go see Don't Worry Darling, and it's not necessarily a film that I was that interested in seeing. I have seen the reviews, I've seen like video essays on it and stuff like that, and it's not the sort of film I would normally choose for myself, but it was either that or a George Clooney romance, and I was just like not interested in that at all. But I wanted an excuse to leave the house, and now I have one. I have a really bad habit of sticking to my comfort zone and not leaving the house unless I'm like either going to hang out with people. Like I like my own company, but on my terms, and I don't know if the cinema counts as my terms yet. I've never been there before, but I've been living here since Feb, and I feel like I should go to the cinema. I should make the most of the amenities that are around me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the cinema tomorrow. Right slap bang in the middle of a work day, because I can. And I'm not expecting there to be many people there, to be honest, because it's a weekday in the smallest cinema. But that's fine. That's kind of exactly what I need right now. But what I need right now is to sleep, because I'm struggling. I haven't even done that much today. I'm just exhausted. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I will see you in the morning. It's 3:15. Don't Worry Darling started 15 minutes ago, and as you can see, I'm not there. And I was hoping that it would be a good excuse to leave the house and take a little walk and do a little meander, and then my meeting overran. So I started my meeting just after 1 and have only just finished it. So it was a good meeting, it was a productive meeting. But being self-employed sucks sometimes, because now I have to go and do the work that I didn't get done because the meeting overrun before I was supposed to go to the cinema. Rather than go to the cinema. There's no point me going now. I'm not going to watch half a film, but I'm really annoyed. I'm just being really grumpy. So I'm kind of going through all the emotions this week, because I had a great day yesterday, and then today I'm grumpy. I'm very grumpy. I was really looking forward to, and I can't go tomorrow because I've got meetings back to back tomorrow, so I probably won't get a lot of reading done either. And then Thursday I've got D&D, so I won't be going then either. But I have done another 150 pages of Jade City. I am over halfway through now, and I am really enjoying it, but it is very cold. As an urban fantasy, it's very cold urban fantasy. I really like the sibling dynamic of the 4 main characters. I think they are great, but what's actually happening to them and happening around them feels very detached. It's all moving very, very quickly. And I don't know that I'm emotionally invested in the story as much as I am in the characters, and there needs to be a balance. It does remind me in writing style a little bit like, I was going to say like Sarah J Maas. The writing style is not similar, but just in the characters are more interesting than the plots happening around them is definitely where I'm at there. I'm enjoying it. I'm probably going to finish that today. I'm probably going to get some more work done. I'm obviously not going to the cinema, so I will have time to do that now. And then I will probably spend this evening listening to my audiobook, and I'm going to try and get that one finished today. That's going to be my plan, and then I can carry on with something else tomorrow. I will probably do another roll just to see what comes up, but yeah, I'm looking to finish that one first. And I'm also looking to be less grumpy. If anyone could make me less grumpy, that would be very helpful to me. But yeah, okay, I'm going to go do that, and then I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm taking a break from being the absolute grump that I was yesterday, and I have a meeting in about half an hour that I'm trying to prepare for, but I just had a delivery, and I have been waiting for these for about 4 to 5 weeks, because when I ordered them I didn't realise they were like custom ones, and therefore would take longer. I thought it said like 5 to 7 working days, not 5 to 7 working weeks. But basically, in lockdown, Stranger Things hit the news. It was a phenomenon, and I couldn't give less of a shit about it. Just didn't care about it at all. I tried to watch the first 3 episodes and just didn't care. And then the newest season came out, And Eddie Munson burst on my TikTok screen, and I became obsessed with this character that I didn't even know about, mainly because I'm obsessed with Joe Quinn a little bit, but like it became a whole thing. And a friend of mine was like, well, I want to rewatch it because I don't remember anything from the first 3 seasons and I want to watch season 4. So we rewatched it from the beginning, and I am just a negative Nancy. So actually, I really, really enjoyed it upon a second watching. And I think it's mainly that I just didn't enjoy the first season all that much, but each season just got better and better, and I loved it. And we're now, well, she's finished season 4. She's ahead of me. I have not finished season 4, but I need to. But in the meantime, I have made Stranger Things a big part of my personality, decor-wise. Don't know what this is meant to be. I think this is meant to be like a thanks. Thank you for supporting our heritage with Van's custom-made order. You're welcome, Steve Van der Doren. So yeah, so I made Stranger Things my entire personality for a solid couple of weeks. And now I have something special. I love that it's come in this little drawstring bag because I'm going to keep that. That is going to be a thing I use a lot. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's amazing. I love the bag, if nothing else. Right, oh my god. I mean, it smells delicious. I love getting myself a new pair of Vans. I love it. And they last me about 5 years, so I do get, like, I wear them a lot. Oh my god. Oh, they're a bit squished. They are a bit squished. But I just adore them. I just absolutely adore them. And now, I love that they even say, like, inside of their custom Vans with Stranger Things. Love that. And now I get to spend, well, ages pulling them back into shape for a start. Breaking them in, destroying my heels with new Vans, and looking up lacing tutorials on YouTube so that I can have interesting laces. That's the thing that I do now in my 30s. I look up interesting lacing. They look so good. They smell amazing. If this has had someone's foot in it, I'll be very embarrassed because I just straight up just shoved it under my nose. But they smell amazing. I love the smell of new shoes and new cars. Maybe it's just rubber, like new plastic things. I mean, they just look. They look like capitalism made me happy today, and that's fine. They also look massive. Are my feet really that big? Oh, I guess, well, yeah, they're probably alright. They do look big there though, but I've only got size 6 feet. Anyway, right, you don't care. That was just a weird thing that I've done. I'm gonna go finish doing my work. I'm currently writing a blog post all about the Great Resignation of 2022. My job is so exciting. It was nice to have a little break-up of new things arriving. And then I've got a meeting with an accountant, and then a meeting with a data analyst, and then a meeting with an IT technician. It's popping off today. What is this chair doing? Also, I am sat on my flatmate's desk because her desk is twice the size of mine. So mine's there, looking all neglected. I'm sat on her desk instead. And her chair, this happens. I don't know what that's about, but anyway. I'm in a much better mood today than I was yesterday, probably because I've just got so much done this morning and it's only 9:30. I will get reading done. I didn't finish Jade City yesterday like I wanted to. I ended up watching Critical Role instead. So it's been a D&D themed one today, and I'm not even sorry about it. I was in a right grump yesterday, but I'm feeling much better today. So hopefully I'll get some reading done, and when I have, I will let you know. Good morning, it's Thursday. I've had a bit of a lie-in this morning in an attempt to kind of recoup some of the energy that I kind of burnt out yesterday. Yesterday was hard. I had a lot of deadlines yesterday. I had a lot of really shitty meetings. But I did manage to read in the evening enough of Jade City to only have 100 pages left today. So my plan is to obviously finish that one. And then I'm going to pick up Wedding Crasher because I just think I'm going to burn through this really, really quickly. It's the second chunkiest one that I've got, and it means that hopefully by the end of Thursday, today, I will have finished at least 2, and the 2 chunkiest books. I'm going to kind of wrap up a little bit about Jade City now though, with 100 pages to go, so that I don't ruin the ending. It's getting a 3 stars, 3.5-ish, but definitely a 3 to 3.5. I just don't care about the characters enough. I think it's a really interesting, crime family political drama. I like the fact that a lot of the relationships are siblings, sibling rivalries, camaraderie, and kind of like gang political stuff, as opposed to any kind of focus on the romantic side. And that is what surprised me, because a lot of the people that have recommended it to me in the first place are big fans of urban fantasy with a heavy romance plot, and this doesn't have a romance plot in it at all, which is really interesting to me. I do think that some of the main characters are more interesting than others. It was interesting to me that the one of the characters that dies was so prominent prior. I like the fact that these characters don't have plot armor, and now that one of the characters has died, others could as well. So it's one of these things where like it just, I don't know if I'm going to pick up book 2. I'm not as excited for book 2 as I was for book 1. I TBR'd book 1 for 3 separate readathons. I was that excited for it. And now I'm just kind of like, yeah, that was fine. And I don't think it's, but sometimes like stuff like that is definitely impacted on my mood. But I've been reading it for a couple of days now, and my mood has massively fluctuated. But my kind of opinion on Jade City has stayed the same, which is that it's fine. What I do like, what it has to offer is, if you do like high fantasy political books, but you want something more modern, it is that. It has that high politics, it has the high drama, it has betrayal, it has intrigue, it has villain perspectives, it has a whole bunch of really great stuff. Like, it has great stuff in it. I just don't care about the characters enough to have any kind of emotional attachment to it, which is why it's 3.5 rather than a full 4, because stories that I like tend to have some kind of emotional or charismatic drive for the main character, and this just doesn't have that. But it's not nearly as bad as Lizzie made it out to be. Lizzie GF'd it. I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. I just think I'm more excited for some cheesy romance. I'm going to pick up some cheesy romance next, and it's going to be great. So yeah, I'm going to go crack on. I'm expecting a delivery today, so I'll be spending most of today packaging anyway. I was going to try and film something for Friday, but I don't know if I can be asked, because it means I've got to like, well, it's going to take at least 2 hours out of my day that I can't really afford. But if I get enough done this morning that I can afford it, then I will. But if not, it's the least of my worries, to be honest, because I usually take Fridays off anyway. So I will just film something on Friday. And my video last Friday was delayed until Saturday anyway. So if I need to delay it, I just will. I just will. The other thing I need to do is I need to pop back to the supermarket, because I didn't actually pick up enough food when I did my weekly shop at the start of the week, which was silly of me, considering I'm only shopping for myself. But I think because I'm only shopping for myself, I didn't buy as much as I would if there were 2 of us here. Which means that I've completely misjudged it, and I've eaten all the food that I bought, which is good work, Hannah. But yes, I'm going to need to do a trip to the shop. I may take a detour via a charity furniture store, because I want to get another table to go up in my room, and I may even take another detour to TK Maxx. I can't really afford to, but I'd like to. So anyway, yes, that's potential plans, but I won't be able to do the shopping or the YouTube video if I don't get this fucking work done. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to finish Jade City, and then I'm going to start Wedding Crusher. And I'll see you when I've read something else, or if I decide to leave the house. Okay, so it is now 3:15 in the afternoon. I've managed to get quite a bit of work done, and I've just had my delivery. So seeing as you guys really liked my unboxing last time, I thought I'd include it again. I come fully equipped with weaponry. I don't need that for this one. Hopefully this one will tear very nicely. But I've had a whole bunch of orders come in basically, and I'm prepping for giveaways in Gothtober, or during Gothtober. So, a bit embarrassing. I don't enjoy that. That was not as satisfying as I needed it to be. Okay, so in my last unboxing, I opened out Wish You Weren't Here. Didn't realise that the second one was already out, so I have got that one in. This is another one that will technically go into the shop, but this is going to sit on my shelf until I'm ready, because I love Gabby Hutchinson Crouch's book, and basically this is a family of ghost hunters, and this is the second in the series. And again, I just really enjoy those colours. Like, the colours of it are really vibrant, and the fact that that is quite clearly a shell garage, but they've called it a hell garage, is amazing. So yeah, love that. Someone ordered the Grimrose Girls because I keep talking about it, and they said they'd finally give it a go, so I love that for me. One of the books that's going to be in the Gothtober giveaway is going to be Mexican Gothic. This is Tish's choice, and it's a great choice. We've gone for hardbacks again because we wanted to feel special. It's a special giveaway. I got Fence Volume 5 because I couldn't resist, and I didn't realise that Volume 5 was coming out. I thought Volume 4 was all there was, and now there's a Volume 5. This one's for me. Then we have Signal to Noise. Now, as I'd said previously, Silvia Moreno Garcia's books are getting recovered and being republished, so I was really glad to finally get my hands on this one. This is one of their first novels that ever came out. Then I've been really intrigued by this book, Cackle, which is a new release by Titan, and quite a few of the people that subscribe to my subscription box really like witchy books and high fantasy and urban fantasy, and this one sounds really intriguing, so I'm going to offer it up as an option and a surprise book to a few people on my subscription service. So that one looks really good. And basically Waypoint is any book that I'm really excited about, have read and enjoyed. This falls into the excited category. There is something about the way this witchy book is described, and I've not heard anyone else talk about it, so really intrigued by this one. And it's endorsed by Emily Ann Danforth of Plain Bad Heroines, Zoja Stage of Baby Teeth, and Alexis Henderson of Year of the Witching. So can expect some high octane witchy vibes from that one. Someone made a great choice and is buying their partner The Library of the Unwritten, which is a great urban fantasy all about heaven and hell fighting together. If you like Good Omens, you will like this book. Then we have, for another order, we have Nettle and Bone, which is a gothic. So another Mexican Gothic. Because we like to do 3 books, 3 giveaways. We're actually going to do 6 giveaways this year. Because, you know, why not? We've got An Audacity, Catherine Ryan. There aren't many hardbacks left of this, and I was able to scoop one before the paperback fully takes over. So this will be saved probably for any kind of fairs that I do leading up to Christmas, because this will make a great Christmas present, and we sold this quite well last year. So bear that in mind, that if you're looking to get someone a hardback for Christmas, if it's got a paperback coming out, it's not going to be hardback for much longer, so just bear that in mind. You'll have noticed this, because this isn't a continuity error. These are the Lunar Book Club picks, so I'm not sharing those with you. But I also got The Death of Jane Lawrence as another book to go in the subscription boxes in the coming month, because again, I've heard really great things. And almost exclusively, those top 3 are all Titan books, because I just trust Titan to give me those great spooky vibes. And it is spooky season, so we love that. This is another box that has broken down one corner. I don't know what is going on with their boxes, or whether they're just overfilling them. But that's like the 3rd box on the trot that has arrived damaged, and then fills me with fear that the rest of the books are going to be damaged. So we have the paperback of the Sunbearer Trials. This is the newest Aidan Thomas book. Really, really excited for this one. It's so pretty and shiny. Look at that. Look at that. So nice. I adored The Cemetery Boys. I adored it. Didn't love Lost in the Neverwoods as much. Or Lost in the Woods, whichever what's it called? No, it was Lost in the Neverwoods as much. But I've got high hopes for Sunbearer Trials. That one is going to be great. Someone ordered Verity. I do not actively sell Verity, but they put in a request, and I am not going to say no if someone has a very specific thing that they want, but this was not endorsed by me. The X-Hex, which is another one that is kind of semi-endorsed by me because I'm excited to read it, but that's someone else's order. Now, my pick for the Gothtober giveaway is going to be Teapollo Blue. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoy how beautiful it all is, how pretty the naked hardback is. So whoever wins these, they are in for a treat. It's such a good book. It's a real proper dark academia, high knowledge, highbrow type book. Someone ordered Ulysses. This is over 1,000 pages. The writing is very small, and I'm impressed at how much flop it has going on, considering. But it is a chunk. You will not see me reading the Ulysses. Again, another one that someone else ordered, but I do not endorse. We've got Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavours, which was a pre-order. Foul Lady Fortune, which was a pre-order. We actually have a couple of these. Got a couple of those. I will be keeping one. I will be keeping one. There's no two ways about it. I'm very excited. I loved, just think if there's anything on the hardcover. There isn't. I adored these Violet Delights. So yes, was very, very excited. They smell really nice. I don't think that's got anything to do with the publisher, but they just smell really good. Love that for me. I ordered in the Hacienda, which will go into my TBR vets and need to move into my TBR basket, because apparently if you love Mexican Gothic, you will love this, because it's Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca, and I also loved Rebecca, so yes. Am I annoyed it arrived after I put my TBR together for Gothtober? Yes. I will probably get to it before next Gothtober though, so that's fine. We've got The Kiss Curse, which is the sequel to the X-Hex. It is in hardback. It's very nice. It's very purple. It's very purple, and it's got really nice electric end pages. Love that. That's another one for the shop. For Aunties in a Wedding is the sequel to Dial A for Aunties, which was just amazing. Just amazing. So that's going for the shop. Or the subscription box. Someone pre-ordered Frostheart 3. These sell so quickly in Christmas time. So quickly. So again, if you want to get your hands on some Frostheart, do that ASAP. I flippantly made a joke to my mum that we should do a body read of a thriller set in a wedding scenario, and she and my sister-in-law were both up for that, so I've ordered them a copy each. I've already got mine, but they wanted a copy each. And then we had some more orders for Just Like Home, which is Sarah Gailey's new Gothic. I don't know what it is about pink covers at the moment, but I'm so here for it. And then my sister-in-law also ordered Planet Cornfield Volume 1. So, as stacks of books go, not bad. Not a bad stack. Lots of Gothic, lots of spook this month, which, I mean, you should expect from my content regardless, but also specifically for this month. Very excited. Very excited to get to these. So anyway, I am going to go and carry on doing the work that I was doing. I haven't managed to read anything today, but I'm hoping very much this evening I will get Northwind done before D&D. I've got 3 hours, so I will probably stop working in about an hour and a half, just get the last bit of the writing done, stop in an hour and a half, and then crack on. So I will see you again when I've read something, when I've got something to say, etc, etc. Hey, it's Friday afternoon. I am 150 pages from the end of Wedding Crasher, and I thought I would do the same thing I did yesterday when I got towards the end of Jade City, so that I don't spoil it for you. I am really, really enjoying this. It's a really good time. It's going to be a 4.5 to 4 stars. It's not blowing me, it hasn't made me cry, so it's not going to get 5 stars, but it's very fun. It has definitely made me laugh. It has so many great romantic tropes in this. There's so many moments when I did feel like I could see what was going to happen, and watching that kind of unfold for the characters was really fun. And I'm still so here for the banter and the way that Mia Souza crafts a good romance. Like, Mia Souza is so underrated as a romance author. Like, I just don't see people talking about her books as often as I see people talking about, what's her face, Emma Henry or Christina Lauren or anything like that. So yeah, go and pick up a Mia Souza book because they're a good time. I am going to finish this one, and then I'm probably going to chill out this evening and watch Critical Role. I am obviously doing reading sprints for Gothtober on Sunday, so I will probably finish this vlog tomorrow rather than on Sunday, but I'm going to continue on and kind of see, because I'd like to get at least 3 finished. I haven't even touched Northwind. I'll be honest, I read the first couple of pages, then was just like, I just don't think this is for me. And even though I know it would be a super quick read, I posted the vlog last week about like doing the weekender, and was just kind of like, oh, it's really embarrassing. I only read 4 books this month, 4 books this week. And Pixie came up and was just straight up like, Hannah, you've got booktube brain. 4 books in a week is good. 4 books in a weekend is even better. Like, stop being mean to yourself. So yeah, gonna not be so hard on myself. I've got lots and lots of reading to do for Gothtober, so I don't want to burn out before I get into Gothtober. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go finish this. I'm going to watch some Critical Role, have a very chilled evening. But yeah, so I'm gonna go do that, and then I will catch up with you in a bit. Probably should have made sure this was level before I started, but we're here now. It's still a little wonky. For some reason this tripod is not doing what I need it to do. But that's fine. Right, it is the 1st of October. Gothtober is officially starting. That means I need to swap this vlog for a Gothtober vlog so that I don't get confused, because I do get confused. I'm a very easily confused little bean. I thought I would run through all the books that I read for Bookopoly in this kind of little scenario wrap up. Don't know why I said scenario. I'm in a weird mood. I have been, as you'll have seen in this vlog, in a really bad funk all week, really miserable, really down, and today I have woken up refreshed, well rested, and I can only assume it's because it's spooky season, and spooky season makes me feel alive. That's irony. Anyway, I'm going to go through the books that I read for Bookopoly. I actually managed to finish 3, started 2, and then I just didn't get to the last one. I originally rolled 5 rolls, so I will go through those ones first. One of my rolls was Death of the She-Devil, which was my lowest rated. I finished this one first as part of a different vlog, which I will put here somewhere, where I read books recommended to me by my mum. I don't have that copy anymore because I saw my mum the other day and I gave her book back. I also read The Flowers in the Attic in that same vlog as an additional roll, but I cannot for the life of me remember what the prompt was for that additional roll. But this wasn't originally on my Bookopoly TBR, but was the highest rated out of all of the books that I read. I gave this 5 stars. I was just absolutely amazed that a reread could still hit me so hard. For all gothic fans out there, like this is moody, it's dark, it's like it was insidious. It was so insidious and it was so well done, and I will probably be picking up future books in this series. Do I hate the cover? Absolutely. But the contents was just, it was dark and it was fucked up. Definitely check out trigger warnings if you need them for this book, because the list is long. The list is long for this one. I also had the Cherry Robbers, which was the pre-1999 set or published. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. I didn't get very far in it. God, that looks like I haven't got anywhere at all. I think I'm like 30 pages in. I'm really enjoying the writing style of this, but this was not a book that I should have left to the last week of the month. The writing is very slow and very decadent. It very much reminds me of Catherine House and Plain Bad Heroines. For more than just the cover, like the general like modern gothic vibe of it means that the writing is very slow paced. It's very kind of, again, insidious. So I'm really enjoying it. I just didn't get to finish it, and I will be carrying it over through Gothtober and just taking my time with it, because it's a delicious novel and I think I'm going to really like it. I would be really surprised if this also doesn't get 5 stars. Obviously, the 2 books that I finished in this vlog were Wedding Crasher and The Jade City. Wedding Crasher I finished last night and absolutely loved it. This is a romance that has fake dating, one bed. They accidentally rock up to a sex club together. They are, it's Latinx. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's grumpy and sunshine, but not like standard he's really moody, but more like he is very straight-laced, hardwired, and she's more of like a spiritual, creative kind of type. But it felt really authentic, and I really enjoyed it. And Mia Souza can do no wrong in my eyes. Like, she just writes absolutely banging romances. And I love that I said banging and there was a toot outside. I really hope my audio caught that, because that's really funny. And then I also read Jade City, which I gave 3.5 stars. There were a lot of things that I really respected about this book, but I just didn't enjoy it. Like, it just didn't get over that hurdle into enjoyment for me. I think structurally, and it's so well written, it's a very interesting book. I think the like dual narrative worked, the dual perspective worked really well, but there were almost too many perspectives, and there were some perspectives I just didn't care about, and there were other perspectives that I wanted to spend more time in. I liked that it prioritized a sibling relationship over any romance. There's like almost no romance in this at all. There is a romantic relationship in this, but they are definitely more of a partnership, and I really like to see how that developed. The opening scene of meeting that romantic couple as well was very steamy, but then that was it. I was expecting more of that, and then there just wasn't. I also respected for the way that this book treats those characters. No one is safe, and in a society where everything is kind of run by mobs, I can absolutely believe that. What I couldn't believe was this idea that this resource is solely used by these people, but it's such a prevalent part of their society that there is a school for using it. I found that really hard to believe, which is so stupid, right? Because it's a fantasy. Like, if I can believe dragons exist in one book, I should be able to believe that this academy works in the other. But I think because they went so hard on the gang rivalry element of the novel, it didn't really tally up in my brain with the business side of it being linked to the academy. It would have made more sense to me, I guess, if this was like an underground thing, an underground training session thing, that then people would have to like, you'd have to like be in the club to get invited. I don't know. Or that it would be more of a mass produced substance, if it is gonna open up to different societies. I don't know. I just felt like there was a missing link there, which may be explained in later books. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to rush to finish that series. It just wasn't my favourite. And I have so many series that I've started that are like, why did I start another one? Why did I do that to myself? That was really stupid. So I'm just not prioritising it. I'm not saying I'm never going to read it. I'm just not prioritising it. So that was that one. Second to last was Northwind. I read 12 pages of this and then just didn't care. Never picked it up again, and now I don't know where I have put it, which is really bad because it's not my copy. I borrowed Lizzie's copy and I need to give her her book back. She didn't massively love it either, so I know she won't be mad that I've lost it, and it will be in this pile of crap somewhere, but I've been moving things to make things spooky for Gothtober, and I've just made a mess is what's happened. And then the final roll I never actually got to, I'm kind of disappointed in myself, was the Final Strife. I did another bonus roll when I finished, wasn't Jade City? What was it? Oh, when I finished Flowers in the Attic, which was already an additional roll, I did another additional roll, and I got books published post-2020, or set post-2020, and this was only published this year, so I thought this would definitely count, and it's my very swanky Waterstones edition, and I just didn't get to it. Devastating. So I will hopefully get to this soon, but I'm absolutely not prioritising a high fantasy for Gothtober. I want thrillers, I want spook, I want dark romance, I want gothic vibes coming out my ears. Do you know what I mean? But that is not to say that this is not going to be a priority later. It's just not a priority right now. So yeah, I'm actually really proud of myself, considering like when I was sitting there yesterday and again feeling really dejected and very much feeling like, oh, I've got booktube brain where I'm beating myself up for not reading enough. And then I keep seeing people being like, I read 5 books this month and I'm so proud of myself. And I'm like, yeah, why can't I be satisfied like that? Why have I got to make everything a fucking competition? But then I realised I'd read 16 books this month and was like, ha! Yeah, I did loads of reading. I'm really proud of myself. So that's why. Because I am not consistent enough to be nice to myself. That's what that is. Anyway, I'm going to go start my vlog for Gothtober because this room needs to be gothed up. At the moment, this is all we got. This is it. This is my goth corner. It's one little and this little bit as well. But this needs to be everywhere. Oh, shit. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Treat yourself to something from Waypoint because it supports me and my content. And most importantly, have a nice day and welcome to spooky season.